Breaking news in East Germantown. A 24-year-old woman is dead after being shot in the head. And officers say the woman's baby, just a few days old, was found in the room with her.
A horrific scene in a Philadelphia barbershop as a gunman opens fire there, killing a man and wounding 3 others. What officers are revealing as the investigation there unfolds.
And turning to sports, Carson Wentz may not be playing against the Rams on Sunday as he deals with a back fracture. What we are learning about the seriousness of his injury.
Well, today is Friday, December 14th. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jim Donovan.
And I'm Rahel Solomon. Let's go check on the forecast with Chelsea Ingram, who's in for Katie, and traffic with Chandler. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Very busy morning.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, and it's only getting busier on the roads, unfortunately, as we all head out to work this morning. We have a new accident on the Schuylkill, which I'll break down for you, Chelsea.
At least it's dry, so you can say
dry.
it's not weather-related, right? So
Yes.
That's going to change, though, later on this evening and tonight. We've got the rain that's going to be heading our way, and it's going to turn into a pretty soggy weekend. 40 degrees right now in Philadelphia. It's right around 41 in Wilmington. We're at 41 in Millville, 41 in Atlantic City. We're in the upper 40s in Wildwood, low 30s in the Poconos, and it's right around 36 in Allentown. Now, we do have some reduced visibilities, especially for places like Allentown. 1 out of 10 miles in the Poconos, about 4 out of 10 for some of our shore points. So just be mindful of that. We've got the low cloud cover out there this morning. We will see those numbers climbing to the mid 40s by 10 o'clock. By noontime, very close to 50. And I think we'll top out eventually in the lower 50s as we head into the latter part of the afternoon. We'll talk more about that rain that's going to be heading our way later on this evening and tonight, coming up in just a few minutes. For now, Chandler, I'll send things back over to you.
All right, Chelsea, thank you. Yeah, like we were saying, at least the morning commute right now is dry, but we are building in terms of volume and unfortunately incidents out there. Our first accident of the morning on the Schuylkill Expressway. This incident is westbound right now, just past University Avenue. You can see we already have a police vehicle on scene. 2 vehicles involved in this crash. It was blocking that right lane. It is now pushed off to the right shoulder. So 2 lanes are still able to get by. Again, this is westbound at University Ave, but you can see the delays. That's where those headlights are heading there. So a few extra minutes already needed if you're traveling through South Philly on the Schuylkill Expressway. Now I want to take you to 295. We are still dealing with this accident in Greenwich Township that has all lanes closed southbound right at Harmony Road, which is right around exit 17. A number of emergency vehicles on scene. Intermittently, you do see that left shoulder can squeeze by here, but we are talking some big delays in the area on 295 and New Jersey Turnpike or Kings Highway. Those are your alternates for this incident. Jim, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Chandler. More now on our breaking news. A mother of a newborn baby shot and killed overnight in Philadelphia.
We're told the infant was in the room with her when the gunman opened fire. Let's get the latest now from Eyewitness News reporter Trang Do. She is live at the scene in East Germantown. Trang, we know you moved from one story to another. What are you hearing so far?
Well, Rahel and Jim, this is the very early stages of this investigation. I'm going to move out of the way so you can see what we're seeing here. This is the 6300 block of Woodstock Street. See that there is a number of police tape on the street blocking it off here as investigators are inside the home gathering evidence. Now, police are looking to speak to the woman's boyfriend. They say he also lived at this home with her along with the baby, but was not officer. Right around 4 a.m., police were shooting on the 6300 block of North Woodstock Street. Officers found a 24-year-old woman in the second floor front bedroom. Now, she was on the floor of the bedroom with a gunshot wound to the head. Now, inside that same bedroom, police tell us, was a crib with the woman's 5-day-old baby girl inside. Fortunately, that baby was not hurt.
We believe the shooting took place inside the property, and that's where we found the 24-year-old victim in her bedroom. Inside of that same bedroom, in a crib, was a baby.
Again, this is another live look here at the 6300 block of Woodstock Street, where police remain here investigating, gathering evidence about this shooting of this 24-year-old woman who again was found in the same room along with a 5-day-old baby girl who was inside the room when the shooting happened. Now, the baby is at the 25th Police District where police are caring for her. DHS is en route and they are waiting to contact some of the family members in order to care for this child. But that's the latest here in East Germantown. I'm Trang Do, CBS 3 Eyewitness News. Rahel and Jim, back to you.
Okay, Trang, thank you.
In other news, a man is dead and 3 others are hurt after they were shot inside of a barber shop in Logan. This happened inside of Jay's Sheer Magic on the 4500 block of North Broad Street. Police say a man wearing dark clothing and a ski mask walked into the shop just after 7 last night. He opened fire and took off. 2 victims are in stable condition. Another man is in critical condition. Police believe the 4th victim who died may have been the target.
He was struck multiple times by gunfire in his chest, his back, his torso, arms, and legs. So due to the fact he was hit so many times, it appears that he may have been the intended target.
Now, police say it's unclear whether the other 3 victims were targeted or they were just hit by stray bullets. Police found 22 shell casings inside of the barber shop. Investigators are trying to figure out what sparked the gunfire. At last check, no arrests have been made.
Philadelphia police also looking for a gunman in another shooting, this time in Tacony. This one happened inside of a Chinese takeout restaurant on the 6900 block of Torso Avenue at around 7 last night. Police say a 25-year-old man was shot in the head. He is now in critical condition. Investigators are trying to figure out what sparked the violence. The homeless veteran accused of taking part in a GoFundMe scam will be back in court today. A detention hearing will be held for Johnny Bobbitt Jr. Prosecutors say Bobbitt conspired with 2 others to scam GoFundMe donors out of more than $400,000. Bobbitt's attorney wants to move the case to the drug court system, citing his addiction issues. A wave of bomb threats that caused evacuations and anxiety in our area and other cities in the U.S. and Canada turns out to be a hoax. The threats were emailed to businesses and institutions like the Cancer Treatment Center of America in Philadelphia and Reedman-Toll Auto World in Langhorne, Bucks County. Other areas that received the threats included New York City, Washington, D.C., San Francisco, and Toronto. The sender demanded a Bitcoin payment. We caught up with the GM of Reedman-Toll Auto World.
Building was evacuated in about 5 or 6 minutes, and everything was safe. It seemed very random. I believe the police officer mentioned they did do a couple schools in the area, a couple municipal buildings, so it seemed very random.
The FBI is now investigating and issued a reminder to the public to remain vigilant and always report suspicious activities. So far, there are no reports of any actual bombs being found.
Well, happening today, free life-saving smoke alarms will be installed by Philadelphia firefighters. Firefighters and the American Red Cross will distribute the devices later this morning on the 1400 block of East Cheltenham in Mayfair. That's where a fatal fire broke out earlier this month. If you or someone you know needs a smoke detector, contact Philly 311. Well, we'll hear from Eagles head coach Doug Peters said later this morning, and he's likely to address all of our worries about the condition of the Eagles franchise quarterback, Carson Wentz. Reports say that Wentz won't play Sunday and could be out for the rest of the season after the discovery of a hairline fracture in his back. Fortunately, Wentz won't need surgery, and doctors say the injury should heal itself with some rest, but his teammates say he played through the injury.
This guy's playing through a lot, you know what I'm saying? And so do I think it affected him? Of course. Do I know exactly how? I'm not going to speculate on that. But what I'm definitely saying is, he's still 20-something touchdowns, less than 10 interceptions. That's still high-level production.
Well, if Wentz is out, Super Bowl MVP Nick Foles will be the Eagles quarterback Sunday night against the tough Rams in L.A. Well, Carson Wentz's injury is no doubt weighing heavily on the minds of fans and the team.
Ahead, we will chat live with Merrill Reese, the voice of the Eagles. Just how big of an impact he thinks the injury will have on Sunday's game and the rest of the season.
Then a young runner logs miles for a good cause. Now she's set her sights on a very ambitious goal, just how much money she's hoping to raise by the end of the year for children battling cancer. Well, this Sunday, the Eagles face the Rams in Los Angeles.
And it's expected to be a tough game, and the Birds are already coming off that tough loss against the Dallas Cowboys. Eyewitness News reporter Pat Gallen is here to talk about the upcoming game with the voice of the Eagles, Merrill Reese. Hi, Pat.
Hi. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one for sure. So it will be a huge test for the Birds. They've still got a slim chance at the playoffs, and joining us this morning on the phone to discuss is the one and only Merrill Reese. Good morning, Merrill.
Morning, Pat. Actually, each week I say it's a must game. It's a must game. Last week I said, well, for all practical purposes, the playoffs are gone. But it's actually more than just a mathematical chance, because if somehow they upset the Rams, and I know that's a big order, they're really right back in it. And even if they lose to the Rams, they will not be mathematically eliminated.
That is true. Okay, before we get to this week's game, I want to talk to you about last week. You were as upset as maybe I've ever heard you in the booth. So before we talk about Carson and this game, let's take a listen to last week first.
After we review the play, there was a fumble on the play. However, we do not have a clear recovery by the
What?
team.
What?
Before the ruling on the field stands as called.
What?
Oh,
First
boy.
down.
Oh,
Can you believe
that is unbelievable. That is a disgrace.
We're in Texas.
That is a disgrace.
Whoa.
That is a disgrace. We do not have a clear recovery. That is a disgrace.
I've never heard such a thing in all my days.
The Eagles simply came up with the football. You can look at the replay, and two Eagles were on top of it. It was clear as day.
Merrill, have you ever been that upset before during a game? I don't think I've ever heard that.
I don't think so either. I wish I had thought of some other word than disgrace. I got a little repetitious there, Pat.
Do you think the officials may have had something to do with them losing that game?
Well, they had opportunities to win the game, and you hate to blame the officials, but that play certainly changed the complexion of the entire game, because even if they come away with 3 points there, it's an entirely different game. So did they have something to do with the outcome? Yes, but the Eagles could have won the game anyhow.
All right, let's talk about Carson Wentz and how he could miss this game. Is this something that you worry about perhaps being a long-term type of a thing?
No, I don't believe it's long-term at all. Of course, I don't have any medical specifics, but from what I've been told, it is not a career-threatening or a career-affecting injury.
That's good to know. Now it looks like it's on Nick Foles. I'm sure the confidence level is high in him, obviously.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we're talking about the Super Bowl MVP. But you know what? We could talk about Wentz and we could talk about Foles, but the biggest pressure, Pat, is going to be on the Eagles' defense, because you've got to face Jared Goff and you've got to face Todd Gurley, and a defense that has outscored an offense that has outscored the Eagles' offense by 144 points. But the Rams' defense has given up more points than the Eagles' defense, so perhaps the Eagles can get something going and sustain some long drives. You don't want to get into a shootout with this team.
Merrill, I certainly hope you have a more relaxing game out in Los Angeles this week as opposed to that game in Dallas. Have fun this weekend.
I hope so too, Pat, or they're going to have to cart me away.
The one and only Merrill Reese. Merrill, thanks so much. We always appreciate it.
Thank you, Pat. Have a great day.
All right, Merrill Reese, you'll hear him on the call on 94 WIP. I'm sure much more toned down
We're
than he
going to
was.
have to medicate him.
I know, right?
And I actually really appreciate his use of disgrace. I think he really
He was
brought
right
the point
on.
home.
He was right on.
Thank you, Pat.
Patrick. Appreciate it.
All right, let's send over to Chelsea now. I'm going to check on the forecast. Hi, Chelsea.
Good morning, guys. Good morning to you at home. We're starting out the day with temperatures right around 39 degrees in Philly. Down the shore, it's 41. And then in the Poconos, we're checking in around 32. So it is freezing there. Looking at Storm Scan 3, all's quiet right now. That's going to change, though. Watch what happens as I zoom out. Look at all the green that pops up on the map here, covering the southeastern portion of the United States and in northern Florida. We have some very heavy rain down there near the Jacksonville area. And this is going to be traveling our way, so lots of moisture moving in later on this evening, especially tonight and also into the weekend. Now, much of the day stays dry. The rain's not going to start until later on this evening. Temperatures also staying above freezing, so this system is going to be purely a rainmaker for us. But rain is likely both Saturday and Sunday. It's kind of looking like a weekend washout. So we know a lot of you folks do have holiday parties this time of year. Friday night, Saturday night, you're going to have to grab the slicker as you're heading out the door. 40 to 45 degrees as far as temperatures are concerned, so at least temps will be a little bit more on the mild side of things compared to where we have seen things as of late. Mostly cloudy and mild today. Look for high temperature right around 52 degrees. In the Poconos, I'm forecasting a high right around 41 with a few showers around throughout the day today. Down the shore, you can look for a high of 52. It's going to be mostly cloudy throughout the day. We see that rain hold off until late in the day and really at night when things get going. Looking at your Eyewitness Weather 7-day forecast, here's how things pan out. 54 degrees on Saturday, so another mild day setting up. Then we drop into the mid 40s on Sunday, 48 on Monday, a brisk wind wind is going to pull in some much colder air by Tuesday, but the sunshine comes back in full by Tuesday as well. I'll send it over to you, Chandler.
Well, that will be nice. Finally, some sunshine by Tuesday. Thank you, Chelsea. Talking your Friday morning commute. All right, we have a lot going on, folks. First up, I want to call attention to this accident on the Schuylkill Expressway. This is westbound right now, just past University Ave. You can see we have a police vehicle on scene, a multi-vehicle crash, 2 vehicles involved. It was blocking the right lane. It is now pushed off, just blocking that right shoulder there. So watch out for that. We are starting to see some big delays, though, backing up to South Philly. Again, on the Schuylkill westbound, just past University Ave. Now, also, we are still watching this mess on 295 southbound. All lanes still remain closed right around exit 17, which is Harmony Road. It's all closed in that southbound direction for a multi-vehicle crash. You can see intermittently the vehicles are able to get by using that left shoulder, but I would really recommend avoiding this area. We're talking big delays here. You can take Kings Highway or you can take the New Jersey Turnpike that runs parallel to 295. Those are much easier alternates and in much better shape than 295 this morning. Elsewhere, we are still, if my clicker wants to work, let's see what's next. There we go. New accident here in Palmyra on 73 eastbound right before River Road. You're going to find this coming from the Tacony-Palmyra Bridge into New Jersey that has the left lane closed this morning. Rahel, send it back to you.
Okay, Chandler, thank you. Now for a look at newspaper headlines from across our region.
Chantonian Princeton Public Schools will receive renovations and improvements after voters passed a $26.9 million ballot referendum this week. A modest property tax hike will help finance district-wide improvements, including electrical upgrades and security enhancements.
And the Intelligencer, Central Bucks School District officials are exploring the possibility of athletic enhancements at 2 of the district's 3 high schools. The school board hired a consultant to explore the feasibility of more synthetic fields at Central Bucks High Schools East and South and installation of lights in the stadium at CB East.
In the spirit from Delaware County, ho, ho, oh no, along with the holiday season come decoration-related injuries, Rahel. Government reports show 200 injuries a day are related to holiday hazards, especially at work. Tripping over electrical cords that power holiday decorations is one of the biggest hazards.
Ho, ho, no, no. Or did you say ho, ho, oh no?
Oh no.
Okay.
Watch where you're walking.
And that's looking at some of the newspaper headlines from around the Delaware and Lehigh Valleys. And people aren't the only ones who enjoy listening to Christmas music this time of year.
We'll see how this pianist is using his talent to bring comfort to a blind and disabled elephant and others at a special sanctuary.
This is CBS 3 Eyewitness News This Morning with Jim Donovan, Rahel Solomon, Katie Falinger, Pat Gallen, and Chandler Lutz.
Good morning and TGIF. Now, we do have some rain that's heading our way as we make our way into the weekend. We're dry today, and then the rain moves in later on this evening. So it is looking rather like a weekend washout. We could see anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rain. It will be milder on Saturday with temps in the 50s, and then we drop to the 40s on Sunday. Of course, I'll have a lot more coming up in just a few minutes. For now, I'll send it back inside to you guys.
All right, Chelsea, thank you. That mild weather coming at a cost, it sounds like. All right, so it's time for the third block. This is the part of the show where we share some of the best videos and topics of the day.
And we're all ears for this next story. If you like Christmas music, you're not alone. Turns out these elephants in Thailand like the tunes too. Paul Barton sets up his piano several times a week to play for his four-legged friends. The owner of the sanctuary says the music comforts and calms the animals.
I love that. It's like classical music when you're studying.
Yeah.
You know? It sort of puts you at ease.
Beautiful.
Look at the size of those elephants.
Yes, it must be
All right,
amazing.
now to a very impressive young lady closing in on a very impressive fundraising goal. 11-year-old Caitlin Lee has been running to help children with cancer since she was just 7 years old. She runs 5Ks, 10Ks, and even a half marathon, raising money to provide young cancer patients with joy jars, which are full of treats and gifts. Caitlin says she wants to raise $50,000 by the end of the year. If she does, she says she's going to shave her head because when people ask her why, she'll be able to spread the word about pediatric cancer.
Well, that's one determined young
Clearly,
lady. Good
and
for
selfless.
her.
That is
wow.
amazing.
Way to go.
Hope she reaches her goal there.
Absolutely.
And finally, this one may appeal to some people. Forget the seasonal smell of the fresh Christmas tree and fire up the Kentucky Fried Chicken Yule Log. Yep, you heard that right. KFC announced the limited edition Yule Log yesterday. When lit, it smells just like Kentucky Fried Chicken. Now, just a few hours after the announcement, KFC tweeted the logs were sold out. But don't worry, guys, I just checked online. You can get yours now for $18.99.
Oh, now all I have to say about this is you can't get the smell of KFC chicken out of your car after you just drive it home,
Now you can bring
doing
it into your
takeout.
house.
We'd stay there for months.
Yeah,
I think it's a great gag gift.
Yeah. Well, at
Okay,
$18,
no,
yeah.
yeah.
I figured it was going to go up for like $500 or something. You know,
Not
someone's
yet,
going to,
at least.
Not yet.
We'll see.
Thank you, Chandler. Well, our morning team is hard at work putting on the finishing touches on the Morning Minute. That begins our next half hour of Eyewitness News.
Plus, President Trump firing back at his former personal attorney, Michael Cohen. How the president is defending himself against Cohen's accusation that he broke the law at Trump's direction.
Plus, some special cargo causes a big headache for passengers. We'll tell you about the mishandled baggage on a Southwest flight that forced the pilots to turn around mid-flight. We'll be right back.
From the CBS Broadcast Center in Philadelphia, this is CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jim Donovan.
And I'm Rahel Solomon. It's just about 6:30, and here's what you need to know to start your day in the Morning Minute. Today is Friday, December 14th. A woman is shot and killed in Philadelphia's East Germantown neighborhood.
In a crib just feet away from where her body lay dead was the daughter.
Crime scene tape surrounds a barber shop in Logan where 4 people are shot. 1 man has died.
A 14-year-old gunman is dead after exchanging fire with police inside an Indiana middle school. It was a 911 caller who may have saved lives.
Guys, could this season get any worse? Multiple reports say Wentz won't play this Sunday against the Rams because of a fractured vertebra in his back, and he could be shelved for the rest of the season.
This is called Shop with a Cop.
This is like so big of an opportunity.
From everybody in the Allentown Police Department, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Today's Morning Minute and tomorrow's medical advancements are brought to you by Penn Medicine.
And a Merry Christmas to those kiddos in the Allentown Police Department.
Let's send it right out to Chelsea now for a check on the forecast. Hey, Chelsea.
Good morning, guys. Good morning to you at home. We're starting out the day with temperatures a little bit milder compared to what we dealt with this time yesterday. Take a look. 39 degrees in Philly. It's right around 42 in Wilmington, 41 in Millville, 36 in Allentown. And we're about 32 degrees up in the Poconos. Now, we do have some reduced visibility. We have some low cloud cover, some fog out there. It's about 5 out of 10 miles in Millville, 4 out of 10 in Atlantic City, and very reduced visibility into Allentown, actually less than a mile there. So if you do have to hop out on the roadway early this morning, be mindful of that. Looking at Storm Scan 3, at least we're dry for now. Notice down to the south and west, though, lots of rain, lots of green on the map, and that's what's going to be moving on in later on this evening and tonight. So planning out your day today, we will be dry for much of the day. 48 degrees by noontime, 52 by 3 o'clock, but later on this evening, start to expect some showers to be developing and moving on in. The rain could be heavy at times overnight, and then it's looking very wet as we head into the weekend. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a few minutes. Let's send it back inside to Chandler.
All right, Chelsea, thank you. Well, unfortunately, we are still watching this accident on the Schuylkill Expressway. You're going to find this accident westbound right past University Ave. Now, it was previously blocking the right lane. Now it is just pushed off to the right shoulder. But take a look at the delays here. We're seeing delays in both directions in this stretch of the Schuylkill Expressway, and pretty much just volume is building out there, folks. No lane restrictions, though, as this accident is pushed off to the shoulder. But something to keep in mind this morning. I want to take you to 295 here in Greenwich Township, southbound at Harmony Road. We still have all lanes closed and still just that shoulder is squeezing by for this multi-vehicle crash here. We're talking big delays. This accident happened at about exit 17. Delays are backing up to exit 20. So mile-long delays here, New Jersey Turnpike or Kings Highway. That's going to be your alternate for this accident that is still closing down 295 southbound again right at Harmony Road. And now this incident in near Palmyra in Pennsauken Township really causing some delays for 73 commuters. This accident southbound right before Hilton Road has one lane closed, but the delays, they're backing up now all the way onto the bridge, right about mid-span there on the Tacoma-Palmyra Bridge. You're going to find this as you travel into New Jersey, again, because it's southbound on 73. I would recommend taking Betsy Ross Bridge if you're thinking coming from PA into New Jersey over the TAC-PAL, take the Betsy. You can avoid that accident there. And we are still seeing this closure on Newportville Road in Bristol. Rahel, send it back to you.
All right, Chandler, thank you. We're following some breaking news this morning. Philadelphia police are searching for a cold-blooded killer who gunned down the mother of a newborn baby. The shooting happened at around 4 o'clock this morning on the 6300 block of Woodstock Street in East Germantown. Police say the 24-year-old victim was killed in her bedroom. She had been shot in the head. Investigators say her 5-day-old daughter was in the same room at the time but was not hurt. Police right now are interviewing witnesses and searching for the victim's boyfriend, who is also the baby's father. Right, a man is dead and 3 others hurt after they were shot inside of a barber shop in Logan. This happened inside of Jay's Sheer Magic on the 4500 block of North Broad Street. Police say a man wearing dark clothing and a ski mask walked into the shop just after 7 last night. He opened fire and took off. 2 victims are in stable condition. Another man is in critical. Police believe the 4th victim who died may have been the target, and at last check, no arrests.
Well, a pedestrian is hospitalized after being hit by a car in Newcastle County, Delaware. This happened on Route 13 and Hillside Road in Claymont around 12:45 this morning. Medics rushed the victim to the hospital. Last check, that person's in critical condition. We're told the driver of the car stayed on the scene. Authorities closed part of the Governor Prince Boulevard near Hillside Road to investigate. Well, a Delaware County man will spend the next 20 to 40 years behind bars for shooting and killing an 18-year-old woman in a fit of road rage. Yesterday, a judge sentenced David Desper for killing Bianca Roberson. The two jockeyed for space on a Chester County highway back in June of 2017. During the hearing, Desper cried and apologized. Both families left the courthouse agreeing with the sentence.
I would just ask that everyone please continue to pray for the Roberson family.
We know Bianca, we'd never see our daughter again, but he has 20 years, and he might not even get out after that. So we're okay with the decision today.
Right before she was killed, Bianca was buying supplies for college. She was set to attend Jacksonville University on a full scholarship.
4 students are facing criminal charges for an alleged hazing incident at Schlick High School in Pittsgrove, Salem County. 4 members of the wrestling team are accused of stripping another student in the shower at the school, restraining the victim, and threatening to assault the victim with a broomstick. It is unclear when this happened, but classmates and parents there say they're shocked.
It's a wrong way to have fun. So at the end of the day, they did it. They got to suffer with that consequence.
You had a whole room full of people that sat there and did absolutely nothing for however long that it happened, and that's unacceptable.
The accused students now face several charges, including aggravated assault, criminal restraint, and unlawful possession of a weapon. An investigation is underway into the cause of an explosion and a fire at an energy facility in western Pennsylvania. 4 workers at Mark West in Washington County were airlifted with burns to hospitals in Pittsburgh last night. Company officials say the fire started in a gas tank. The facility has been shut down as a precaution.
Well, President Trump is on the defense. The president says he trusted a bad attorney, and it's Michael Cohen's fault if any campaign finance laws were broken. Cohen was sentenced to 3 years in prison this week. Here's correspondent Mark Liverman.
Let me tell you, I never directed him to do anything wrong.
In an interview with Fox News, President Trump blames his former attorney Michael Cohen for any possible illegal activity.
Whatever he did on his own. He's a lawyer. A lawyer who represents a client is supposed to do the right thing. That's why you pay them a lot of money.
Cohen was sentenced to 3 years in prison this week for lying to Congress, tax evasion, and campaign finance violations. He says then candidate Trump directed him to pay $130,000 to Stormy Daniels shortly before the election. According to court papers, Cohen also worked with American Media, which owns the National Enquirer, to arrange a $150,000 payment to Karen McDougal.
What he did was all unrelated to me, except for the 2 campaign finance charges that are not criminal and shouldn't have been on there. They put that on to embarrass me.
Multiple media reports have surfaced saying Mr. Trump was in the room with Cohen and National Enquirer publisher David Pecker as they discussed hush money payments. Last night, White House advisors defended the president.
The president was clear that he directed no one to do anything wrong, particularly Michael Cohen.
It's not a campaign expense, it's a personal expense.
In a deal with federal prosecutors, American Media admitted that its principal purpose in making the payment was to suppress the woman's story to prevent it from influencing the election. Mark Liverman, CBS News.
A young musician will show off his talent in front of a crowd at the Wells Fargo Center tonight.
Morning, Pat.
Good morning. We're out in the Great Hall with Taz and the crew. Brandon Niederauer and the guys are here. They're playing at the Fillmore on Saturday, but tonight they're going to be special guests of the Sixers. Here's a little taste of what you'll hear this weekend. Guys?
All right. 1, 2, 3.
So much talent. I could listen to that all morning long. Well, we're dry for now, but that's going to change as we head into tonight and the weekend. So rather wet weekend is setting up. We'll have details on that coming up. But first, here's your travel forecast.
Darren, congratulations on being one of the top 10 all-purpose yardage leaders in football history. Does being on this list mean more to you than other records?
Yeah, being an all-around player, it means that you can help your team on all phases.
Who do you think is similar to you today?
One guy, Rowdy Blue.
Who the heck is Rowdy Blue? You mean Cure Auto Insurance, don't you, Darren?
That guy from Cure Auto Insurance just serves all purpose, just like me.
You don't have to be an all-purpose back to save on car insurance. Cure Auto Insurance. Drive well.
Welcome back, everyone. Tonight, Sixers fans will be treated to a very special performance.
Teenage musician Brandon Taz Niederauer will be playing at tonight's game. He'll also be playing over the weekend at the Fillmore. But first, he will be playing right here at CBS 3 News reporter Pat Gowan is live with Taz in our Great Hall. Good morning, Pat.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, we're excited about this, and I know these guys are excited about tonight because they are playing at the Sixers game. Sixers take on the Pacers. They're coming off a loss against the Nets. That's okay, but tonight is definitely going to be a win as they take on the Indiana Pacers. And you'll see Brandon Taz Niederauer and his band. Brandon, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, I'm so glad to be here.
Good. Well, you awake now? I know it's early.
Yeah, I'm pretty awake now.
It's early for a musician. So tell us how this all came to be with you not only playing at halftime, but the national anthem as well.
Well, I played at the Grammy Museum at the Prudential Center in New Jersey, which the Philadelphia 76ers are affiliated with, at least the owner and the owner saw it, and he wanted to bring me out to play the national anthem, which I'm super grateful for, and I've done it about 3 times, but this time, tonight, is extra special because I get to play with my band during the halftime show, so it's going to be really fun, and I just can't wait.
All right, before you get into what you're going to play at halftime, which sounds amazing so far, how's the tour been?
Tour's been great. So many fans are turning up in places that I didn't even know existed, and it's so much fun to just play new cities and see new faces and familiar faces too. Sure. Because we played in cities multiple times, but it's just such a great thrill to be part of.
That's awesome. Okay, so Sixers tonight, Fillmore here in Philly on Saturday?
Yes, Fillmore in Philly at the Foundry. And that's going to be another fun one. We've played there. This is our 2nd time.
Awesome.
And it's going to be an amazing show.
It's a great spot. All right, see Brandon Taz Niederauer and the band tomorrow, the Foundry at the Fillmore. But tonight, what are you guys going to play? The one and only Here Come the Sixers. You know it well, guys. Take it away.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
You clap your hands, oh, everybody. Philadelphia 76ers. Stomp your feet, oh, everybody. Philadelphia 76ers. Oh, 1, 2, 3. 76ers. 10, 9, 8. 76ers. Oh, 1, 2, 3. 76ers. 76ers. Clap your hands, oh everybody. Philadelphia 76ers. Stomp your feet, oh everybody. Philadelphia 76ers. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 76ers. 10, 9, 8, 76ers. 1, 2, 3, 76ers. 10, 9, 8, 76ers.
Vibes this morning. Feel the vibes this morning. See them tonight, the Sixers game, and then at the Foundry at the Fillmore on Saturday. Woo! That sounds good, doesn't it, guys?
Beautiful.
Very impressive, Pat. Thank you.
So much
I wish I
sound
could
there.
hear you, but they're rocking too hard.
No worries. All right, let's send over to Chelsea. Chelsea, beautiful music out there.
I know. I feel like I can't follow that. You know,
Well,
so good.
not
so
with that
good.
forecast.
I know, not with this type of forecast, right? Rain on the way. I know at least we're dry as we're starting out this Friday, and we'll be dry for much of the day today, but then that's going to change quite a bit as we head into the afternoon and evening. Weather watchers checking in with lots of observations this morning. We have Dolores in Newark, right around 41 degrees where she lives, left us a comment as well. She says it was 41. That was at 6:28. She said it's a heat wave. I know, because we have dealt with some chilly weather as of late. That is so true, Dolores. Thanks for your observation. Ed in Chesterfield, right around 33. He also left us a comment saying dew on cars, turn to frost for a while near about 6 o'clock. Well, that kind of makes sense with temperatures close to freezing in some locations. Let's check one more observation here this morning. This is Dawn in Downingtown, right around 37 degrees where she lives. Here's a beautiful view of Ocean City. You can see some nice color in the sky as we're waking up this morning, but lots of cloud cover out there as well. We're going to stick with that cloud cover throughout the day today, and then we'll bring the rain into the picture later on tonight for our shore points. In Philadelphia, it's 39, down the shore 41, in the Poconos, starting out the day at 32 degrees. We've got 42 in Millville, 46 in Dover, and it is right around 40 degrees in Lancaster. We are dry for now on Storm Scan. Look what happens as I zoom it out. That is just not the case for the southeastern portion of the United States, down into portions of the Tennessee Valley. All of this moisture heading our way. Later on tonight, it's going to pick up overnight. We'll see some periods of heavy rain, and then round 2 as we head into Sunday. So really, it's going to be a wet weekend for us. Temperatures at least will be staying above freezing. So this is just a rainmaker for us as we head into the weekend. Now, a lot of holiday parties tonight, perhaps even Saturday night. Just make sure you bring the rain gear when you're on your way to and from. Temperatures on the way to and from will be in the 40s. For today, here's your forecast. 52 degrees, mostly cloudy. At least it's mild. We're dry for much of the day. That changes tonight in the Poconos, right around 41 degrees. And then down the shore, you're looking at a high temperature right around 52 degrees as well. Quick check at your Eyewitness Weather 7-day forecast. We cool back down but we bring back the sunshine, Chandler, on Tuesday. Back to you.
All right, well, not a bad trade-off there. Thank you, Chelsea. Talking a lot of incidents right now if you're heading out. Can you take the day off? It's Friday, I know, but there's a lot happening out on the roadways. First up, I want to talk to you about this overturned tractor trailer here on the Ben Franklin Bridge. It is that eastbound ramp to 6th Street that is currently closed. It's right outside of our camera's view, right near the tolls as you make your way into PA. That's where you're going to see this overturned tractor trailer again. We have vehicles surrounding it as well. So not your smooth sailing once you get past the tolls there and into PA, but again, that's closing down that ramp to 6th Street again in Camden. Next up, I want to talk to you about 295. We had this incident that basically had all lanes closed at exit 17, which is Harmony Road. It had delays backing up to exit 20. You just got the all clear here, so you're good to go. You might see some residual delays here. That right lane was blocked. Smooth sailing right now, so back in better shape, 295. But unfortunately, 73 southbound, we still have this accident right before Hilton Road, where only the shoulder is getting by now. Now 73 in this area is only 2 lanes as it is. Delays, they're backing up onto the Tacony-Palmyra Bridge, so I'd really recommend taking the Betsy between the two. Jim, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Chandler. Well, a huge fire and a backdraft explosion damaged at least 5 buildings in the Sunnyside neighborhood of Queens. Officials in New York City say the 5-alarm fire broke out early yesterday morning at a restaurant and quickly spread to neighboring buildings. At least 12 people were hurt, including 7 firefighters who suffered minor injuries. The building's owner says many of the businesses have been there for decades, and the building has been in his family for 3 generations.
A Pennsylvania woman is fighting for her life after she was attacked by a bear. The attack happened Wednesday night in Lycoming County. Authorities say the woman was outside her home with her dog when the bear grabbed her leg and dragged her more than 80 yards. She did manage to get away and call for help.
Black bears are very common in the area. We're looking into the circumstances of how that occurred, why that occurred, and trying to identify the particular bear that may have been involved.
Now, the victim is in a critical condition with broken bones and deep wounds. Friends also say her dog was attacked and needs surgery. All right, and lighter news, perhaps. What would you do if money started falling from the sky?
Well, some folks in North Jersey risked it all to snatch a couple of bucks. You see, people started running through traffic to catch falling bills on a highway. Take a look at this. This was the scene on Route 3 near MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford yesterday. Police say the money from inside of an armored truck spilled out onto the highway. The truck's door reportedly malfunctioned. No word on how much money was lost. Well, it was a close call for a heart. Southwest Airlines was responsible for getting the organ from Sacramento to Seattle when there was a mishap.
So just like a mishandled bag, the heart was mistakenly kept on the connecting flight to Dallas instead of being taken out of the cargo hold. More than an hour into that connecting flight, the pilot turned back, leading to a 5-hour delay for passengers. The heart's valve tissue has a 48-hour window of viability, and amazingly, it made it just in time to save the lives its donor intended.
In my 7 years, I've never had anything like that happen. Everybody involved is going to evaluate the process. They're going to make sure what happened and how to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
Southwest Airlines released this statement saying the shipment was delivered to its destination within the window of time allotted by our cargo customer. Nothing is more important to us than the safety of our customers and safe delivery of the precious cargo we transport every day.
And you know their logo is a heart.
No, that's ironic.
Yeah, it is.
I'm glad it made it to where it was supposed to go.
We're right back with 3 to go. See, I noticed these things.
Oh, well, yes. Attention to detail.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS this morning, a record number of guns were discovered this year at airport check-ins and carry-on luggage. We'll reveal the results of an 8-month CBS News investigation into why it's happening and how some cases raise questions about security. And we'll look at the pros and cons of banning homework as more schools across the U.S. move to get rid of it. We'll see you at 7.
Well, it's time for 3 to go.
The world's largest Wawa is opening today just steps away from Independence Hall. The new Wawa includes 2 murals and products unique to the store. Doors will open at 8 a.m.
Well, the Sixers take on the Indiana Pacers tonight. They're hoping to bounce back after their second loss at home this season. Tip-off is at 7:30 tonight.
And the annual winter clothing giveaway Warmth and Winter Finale is happening today. It gives clothes to more than 1,500 children and homeless shelters in Philadelphia. And that is 3 to go.
Let's get a last check on weather and traffic.
All right, so we are going to be dry for much of the day today, but that's going to change as I've been talking about later on this evening and tonight. So that's when the rain moves in. It's going to be heavy at times, especially steady Saturday morning. We're in the 50s Saturday, 40s Sunday. It's very wet this weekend. We'll get some improvement next week, but it turns colder once again.
All right, Chelsea, thank you. Talking the Vine Street Expressway, we have a new accident right now westbound, right before you hit Broad Street. You see the taillights approaching this incident. You'll see some delays behind it. Also a new crash on 95 North, right at 322 in Delco.
Next on CBS This Morning, new information on the decades-old disappearance of a local news anchor.
And remember to join us each weekday morning here on CBS 3 starting at 4:30 a.m. And when you're away from your TV, follow us online, cbsphilly.com, for updates throughout the day. We leave you now with more music from Brandon Taz, Anita Rauer. Have a great day and a wonderful weekend.